Hello there. I'm Anna Jarvis. I'm the minister at Monton Unitarian Church in Salford. And this is a short reflection for you for this last day of 2020. Today is the 31st of December, 2020. Tomorrow is the first day of the new year. Many of us will have been desperately longing for 2021, just so that we can turn our back on 2020. Some of us indeed are saying that while we wouldn't normally, this year we're going to stay up until midnight just to make sure that 2020 finally goes. It has been such a rough year in so many ways. And while many of us will have been cushioned from a lot of the hardship this year, many others of us have struggled with financial difficulties, illness, or bereavement. And for those reasons, and many more, we will be glad to move forward. But we shouldn't turn our backs on it altogether. Because there were some good parts to 2020 that shouldn't be dispensed with so quickly. We saw whole communities immediately spring into action to protect and care for their most vulnerable members. We saw individuals do all sorts of projects to raise money for good causes. We saw local businesses respond in all sorts of creative ways to dire situations in order to continue serving their customers while keeping everyone safe. We witnessed, and are still witnessing, the absolute dedication and self-sacrifice of medical and caring professionals. And while they should never have been put in such desperate conditions, their unconditional love for their patients and residents and clients is an inspiration and a blessing. We also saw the possibility for environmental healing. When planes were grounded and cars parked up, the air began to clear, and literal visions of hope could be seen for hundreds of miles. We saw the possibility for a slower life, based less on productivity and more on community and creativity. While we talk about getting back to normal, we need to ask ourselves just what we mean by that normal. Do we mean unbridled pollution and consumerism again, and exhausting work schedules? Or is it primarily the hugs and handshakes, the shared meals and singing that we want back? There's going to be a lot of talk about economic recovery in the coming years, paying back the Treasury for the billions spent in furlough schemes and so on. But we need to make sure that financial recovery does not come at the cost of the new wealth of community spirit that we have discovered, or through increased austerity that hurts most those who are already the poorest and hardest hit. As for moving forward, we need to take with us the love, the creativity, the compassion, the spirit of community that showed its true strength right from the beginning of the pandemic. We need to value our key workers, properly value our key workers, those who heal us and feed us and keep our infrastructure going, doing all those gritty, down-to-earth jobs. And make sure they know, both from our words and our actions, how much they are valued. And I don't mean doorstep clapping, though it had its place. Despite the arrival of vaccines and the improvement in medical treatments, this is still a very frightening world we live in. Not just because of COVID-19 and its after effects, but the continued environmental crisis, political conflicts, and all those very personal fears that face us every day. But this world has faced dark times before and come through. And each of us have faced equally dark personal times and still found the strength to get out of bed, place one foot in front of the other, and keep going. And so on this last day of 2020, the day before the beginning of a brand new year, I offer you this story of hope. The 4 candles burned slowly. Their ambience was so soft you could hear them speak. The first candle said, "I am peace. These days nobody wants to keep me lit." And peace's flame slowly diminished and went out completely. The second candle said, "I am faith. These days, I am no longer indispensable." And faith's flame slowly diminished and went out. The third flame sadly spoke up. I'm love, but I haven't got the strength to stay lit with all this hatred around. And love's flame slowly diminished and went out. Suddenly a child entered the room and saw the 3 candles no longer burning. And the child began to cry. "Why are you not burning? You're supposed to stay lit till the end." But then the 4th flame spoke gently to the little child. "Do not be afraid, for I am hope. And while I still burn, we can relight the other candles." And with shining eyes, the little child took the flame of hope and relit the flame of peace, the flame of faith, and the flame of love. And so the child learnt that we should never let the flame of hope go out of our lives. For with hope, no matter how bad things look and are, peace, faith, and love can burn brightly in our lives. Let's take a moment of silence now as we whisper our hopes, our very personal hopes for ourselves and for the world, out into the air around us. Let us be quiet together now. My hope for each of us this coming new year is that we can find some peace of mind, even if it is just one candle flame worth. That our love for each other will grow yet stronger as we face the challenges ahead. That our faith will deepen as we grow, and that we can dare to hope, dare to dream, and that we find ways to work together to bring those dreams just a little closer to reality. Blessings be yours this coming year. Amen.